All right, and here we go for the first top four match between Eric Wainwright and Jan. The last time we checked in with Eric, he was EMP grenading people left and right. Not going to get him too far here, although could take something out. We're in here post Mulligan, and it looks like both players got a little bit of what they wanted. You know, especially Jan here with the Fist Cube Anti-Fighter. He's solid. He's probably going to try to hold on to that mind trick into the next round at the very least. He probably won't have the resources to play it here, but that imposing presence could give him the crucial is the word I'm going to go for. Crucial removal necessary. And I'm going to just keep toggling this chat on and off. They are in voice, so I don't think we're going to be able to hear directly what the call is on any of these. So we'll just have to infer it. It says 0. It's a good call. It's probably going to take that force speed. I certainly would. But the lightsaber pull is also a good choice. Just to make sure that an ancient doesn't pop out on that other Padawan. It's really, really a hard call. I think most people would snap choose force speed. I think lightsaber pull is probably the long-term better solution that you're looking for. And it also really, really gets him to want to play that force speed down right away. And that just puts him closer and closer to this imposing presence blowout that I'm sure Jan is looking for. We could easily see all cards just drop out of Eric's hand right off the rip. But I would think that he'd want to keep that staff hanging in the background for a reroll. Especially with no modified sides on the table right now, it is just not necessary to put that thing out in the open. We're going to see some super ramp coming from Jan, though. He could pick up 7 just off of what he has on the board. That's fist money, 1 TIE fighter, and imposing presence. And then if he has spare focus at the end of all this, it's just going to go up from there. Eric's saving that force speed special. He wants to get a solid reroll hit in there. But once Jan takes this money, it's going to be really, really tempting to play this mind trick. And I don't think this is the right time for it. I think getting more dice out onto the table and advancing your game position is the way to go. But we'll see what he ends up doing. That's fist money right now. He's going to opt for this reroll immediately. Or, no, he's just gonna focus around. Get a solid 4 in. Pretty respectable. Also keeps him from getting blown out by Feel Your Anger. Let me check the deck list real quick. I don't think Jan has Feel Your Anger. Well, he does. He's got the 1 copy. Cleverly playing around that. But here comes the pain train with all kinds of focus. Ready and available. You can easily see a dead Padawan. Would not even be difficult. And now we get 2 of these dice. More than likely going to get removed by imposing presence here. Which will make it a total of 4 applied damage for Eric on the turn. And with a fist out right here, right now, we may be seeing a redeploying Ezra Bridger's lightsaber. 2 indirects, pretty respectable, but with one of these last rerolls, or one of these 3 rolls off of Vader's Fist, he's probably going to be looking to do some direct damage off that TIE Fighter. Put it up there with the 3, and then get slam 5 into somebody. But if Eric does put the indirect somewhere, he could have done that and made him do half the work for him. But it looks like he's just gunning straight for Plo. It's a little bit risky, in my opinion. You've only got the 1 focus, and you don't have any money. But that'll do it. I say risky, and then we just see it happen. And with Mind Trick to back it all up. Sometimes it pays to be pretty ballsy. I'm a much more conservative player than that. I probably get punished for it a bunch of the time. But 4 damage to dead Plo does not inspire me with too much confidence that Eric's going to get this first game of the set. It's going to be really difficult. Especially when his only removal is a guard. It's going to be telegraphed. You could draw into some more removal off of Trust Your Instincts. Would be pretty good. But if Jan rolls out Thrawn and says 0, it is a very clear choice as to what he's actually going to pick here. If you want to check out my article, it'll either be up by the time this is or up shortly thereafter. You can see why Blue Hero has such a problem with Thrawn Snoke just being played out right in front of your eyes here. There's nothing that isn't telegraphed, and everything is really difficult to get across. The Treasure Lightsaber and the Trust Your Instincts will help obfuscate content to the hand a little bit, which is good. But all the big blowout stuff is getting snatched. All the disrupt in the world for Jan. And then not too much damage poking around on the other side. And now the problem here is Mind Trick. Saved from round 1. Perfect place to use it. See no reason why not. Now what's interesting to me, out of Jan's list, is this Seeker Droid. Goes on a character, and it just takes peeks. Takes peeks, removes options. Pairs great with that imposing presence. This is the only list that I've seen the Seeker Droid in so far. And I'm pretty excited to maybe see this in action. I'm not sure how effective it is, but it seems to me that it would at least be good in the mirror, which is where everybody's looking for an edge. So it's probably not a bad get. We get Power of the Force, but because he's got a modified side hanging out there, it's only going to add 1 damage, which is not the value that Eric's looking to get out of it. We'll probably see a reroll if on that resource guy, if not both of those Padawans. Going for the whole team. Get some focus around. Not too bad. If he's happy with the focus, you can go ahead and pull 2 unblockable and then follow that up with a 3 on that Padawan. Alternatively, he could just take the resource, play the Force Illusion, and then turn that 1 into a 4. Both are pretty viable. Eric says, that's not enough, though. I need the big dick damage. I need it right now. And then we're pretty much in the same spot we were a second ago. Let's settle for that 2 unblockable. He's going to pick up 2, if not 3 more damage off the other Padawan die, depending on whether or not he wants to use that power of the Force. He knows the big hits are coming. 3 cards to re-roll with for Jan. Focus is going to happen at some point. However, the one good thing about Blue Hero is that from almost any position, all it takes is 1 solid roll, and you're right back in it. 5 dice is not a joke. And that's assuming that he doesn't draw any more dice in his next round that he can lead off with. With just the 5 dice available, the max damage output is 11 from Eric. The odds aren't great of that happening, but with the rerolls and just continuous plugging away, and eventually a 1 side off of something is going to turn into 3 damage, if not 4, from that power of the Force. He could find himself a little bit of a sniper situation. And we see Jan just working the math on all these focuses, focus pocus. I think smart move here is to disrupt. He's drawn an extra card this turn, I do believe, from the power of the Force, so he might be holding on to an overconfidence. It's not something you really want to walk into. So disrupting here, again, I'm a conservative player. That's a conservative play. Is to disrupt and relegate him to only having hidden motive, and I think that's it in Eric's list for 0. That's playable here. And he actually doesn't even have hidden motive, of all things. Shows the research I did. Yeah, no hidden motive, not even overconfidence. I just been talking out of my behind. No need to disrupt when there's nothing he can do. It is a balls to the wall aggressive. Now we see an ATST join the fray. And it doesn't really matter what damage side that thing lands on. He's got 1 more reroll. He can pull off some direct damage. He's going to resolve the indirect, though. That's a smart thing to do. 2 is going to go somewhere. 1 is going to go on the other. And that whichever one got 2 teed up on it is going to die an instant death to this 5 side on the ATST. So Eric's being smart. He says, I'm not going to take 1 more damage than absolutely necessary. Not only that, I'm going to follow it up with this Force Illusion to make it just a big old pain in the ass for you. Like, you want to do the damage, that's fine, but you're going to do it into this Force Illusion, and you're going to see some cards, and we're going to be really irritating. I don't think that 3 indirect was unresolvable there. And he can just outright kill that Padawan. Yup. So 5 dice is good, but 3 dice is not. And I'm not seeing too many ways out of the forest here for Eric. At least the 1 sides are worth 3 with Power of the Force. But he can't afford to throw that Ancient down over top of the Force Illusion. What's more than likely, I think, is we'll see it overwrite the Ezra's Lightsaber in just a last-ditch attempt to hold on just a little bit longer. And rolls like that are doing nobody any good. Any good at all. Thrawn's going to go ahead and take a look. He's going to see it coming. But just paying 1 to get 3 damage across is good. If Jan says 1 here, he gets to not get blown out with that force misdirection. We'll see what he was saying. I definitely think taking 3 damage is preferable to losing both Thrawn dice without a response. But it looks like he may have said 0. And thus gets nothing. So those Thrawn dice are going to go away. That's your blue easy pickings for you. And Jan's just going to put damage out there. Damage dice. There's no other mitigation. I don't see the problem in that play. I really don't. Also don't see a whole lot of purpose in slow rolling around by getting Snoke out there. He does get to force the play there immediately by threatening to disrupt. And now he's going to take his money and sit on some Beguile cash. No matter what these things do roll, it's either going to get Imposing Presence or Beguiled. And I'd be incredibly surprised if any damage comes across Eric's side of the table this round. Four damage must be eaten by a Force Illusion. And there's no focus showing yet on the side of Jan. So it's not guaranteed lethal, but it is damn close. And it looks like Eric's just giving up the ghost on this. Throwing away 2 health for his 4th consecutive blank on that heirloom die. I'm not sure what he's looking for here. Just get all the dice out there, reroll a million times. He's got to come up with 4 damage on top of 4. And not difficult to do with these dice. Technically speaking, not resolving the Vader's Fist before re-rolling the other dice was the tiniest of tiny misplays that does not matter in the slightest because he's got him dead on board. And we'll be going into game 2 in here in just a second.